There's something that a lot of successful people, especially successful YouTubers, that will tell you that is a lie, that they think is good advice, that actually doesn't work. And I have the proof to tell you. If you look at how many videos my channel has now, it has, as of this recording, over 1,700 videos. That's 1,700 videos. Now, a lot of top YouTubers, successful people will tell you one of the secrets to the success, or the secret to success, is consistency. You got to put out videos every week, or sometimes 2 times a week, or even every day. And that is what you need to succeed on YouTube. And it's not just YouTube and social media that tell you this. A few years ago, I was watching Russell Brunson's podcast, listening to it. And he was talking about how he hired all these experts in SEO, search engine optimization. He hired Neil Patel and all these other people and paid tens of thousands of dollars for a one-day consult. And he noticed how all of them said the same thing. Put out a blog post every day. Just put out a podcast every day, and then you'll be successful. Just do that for a year and you'll be successful. Unfortunately, most people who say this are really suffering from potentially survivorship bias. They see their own success. They see other successful people. They don't look at the failures out there because they can't find them on YouTube. There's too much content and too many channels. And then they look and they say, wow, that guy was consistent. That's all you need, or that's the key to success. And as you can tell by my subscriber count, which is around 25,000, and after almost 9 years of posting videos, that isn't necessarily success. Now, as a quick disclaimer, if you haven't figured out by now, my definition of success is not about views or watch time or duration. And I love doing these and getting those thank you comments, even if only 2 people leave that positive comment. So you got to put my personal thing into account. But that aside, I think it is a good story about the lie, sometimes the lie with good intentions that people tell you. These are people who want to help you, and they try and put out good advice, and they just don't know that this tip isn't true. So where does that take us? Should that mean we shouldn't be consistent in anything we do? Not exactly. Consistency is one key to success, but it is by no means not everything. Multiple factors play into it. It's not just about showing up every day. Of course, showing up every day leads to hard work and leads to increasing your chances of success. But other elements play into it. Now, one part would be watch duration. One part would be click-through rate. All these things play into it. But moving beyond just the social media environment to another example where consistency may not have paid off. For the last 5 years, I was very consistent with going to my CrossFit gym. I've done other videos on these topics if you want to check them out. But I went for 5 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week, and I maintained that for 5 whole years. Almost never dropped a week. I think I only dropped 1 week in those 5 years, and that was because I was on vacation. And even throughout the pandemic, I kept going. And while my strength increased, I got to a point where I could deadlift twice my body weight almost. My size, my musculature did not. Here I was going consistently, but one of my goals was that hypertrophy, to get larger muscles. And although my strength, my cardio definitely climbed noticeably, my size did not. Here I am showing up consistently to the gym every day, putting in a lot of volume at the gym, tons of repetitions, tons of different movements, every day different, and yet my musculature size was not increasing. So there you have it, more proof that consistency is not always the answer. So what matters here? I think it's about goals. It's about optimizing the work that you do towards the factors that influence your success. So for me, thumbnail game is important. Second, watch time. I'm starting to experiment with B-roll and other types of background footage to keep people more engaged in these videos. But going back to the CrossFit example, it's about finding what matters to you and those factors that relate to it. So a few months ago, I finally stopped CrossFit, and I've been experimenting with other exercise routines. And that's just part of what you have to face at some point. Otherwise, you're just going to keep repeating the same thing, seeing the same results. Now, some coaches were telling me, you can get muscular with CrossFit, and heavy work really does help. But I tried it for a while and it just wasn't working. I was getting enough protein in and all these things. And I think it ultimately came down to the fact that I was doing a lot of these repetition schemes that was 3 reps or lower per set, or 4 reps or lower per set. And it just wouldn't add up as much as the volume you can get from other things. And it was very much lower body dominated on many days. So with that in mind, when you consider you may only get 3 to 4 sets of bench press in twice a month at a rushed pace, it just doesn't make sense. Now, on certain things, my numbers climbed. Clean and jerk, 1 rep maxes, a lot of 1 rep max stuff. But the point is, you got to figure out what works for you. Other people may have their own ideas and their own things, and I'm not blaming them. This is on me to figure out, and this is on me to decide to cut ties. And it's also something that it was also my decision to stay with them, because I didn't really do it just for hypertrophy. I was also there to make friends and do other stuff that a commercial gym doesn't allow, because everyone's just on their headphones all the time. So there's a lot of different factors involved, and I don't want to get into that. But the point being is, if your goals are certain things, be careful when a successful person tells you the one key to success is consistency. Because is it? Will it usually help? Yeah, most people, they quit after 30, 90 days of trying something. So showing up for years like I have, I'm proud of that. That does help. But there are other factors at play, other things you have to consider, goals that you want to factor in that put into it. And sometimes people telling you something different, and there's only so much time to be a guinea pig and experiment. And then you have to switch. Don't switch too early, give it more than a day or a week. But that's the video for you. Stay consistent, but also factor in those other things that matter. Thanks for watching.